Good evening. Air safety is under the microscope tonight after 4 small plane crashes across the state in just the last week.
That's a lot. And while it sounds alarming, aviation experts say there's a difference between perception and the actual risk in the skies.
Sean Rice spoke with 2 experienced pilots about what's really happening in the skies over the valley. Sean, what are they saying?
Is the sky falling? That's the question, right? I mean, these 2 aviation experts have over 30 years of experience, but the 4 crashes in the last week is their reason for concern. These men tell me they are not overly concerned and that these pilots are not prepared to fly their planes in all of these crashes, and they're also not concerned that the engines inside them are being built to fail. The reason each of these planes fell out of the sky in the last week could very well be different, but the message they give to all pilots, it remains the same. You can never prepare enough for what could go wrong in the air. 4 crashes in just days. It may feel like something is going wrong in Arizona skies, but experts say that may not be the full picture. From a runway overrun in Fort Mojave to a plane flipping near Cave Creek, a deadly crash in Marana, and a dramatic emergency landing on a Phoenix street where everyone survived. A series of small plane incidents now drawing attention.
It looks more like a visibility issue, not necessarily an increased risk.
These things tend to be cyclical, and then we look at the average, and it will not be statistically any different than any other year.
Captain Ron Nielsen and Assistant Professor Cary Grant have decades of experience in the aviation industry. Many of these recent crashes involve small, single-engine planes, not commercial jets. And when something goes wrong midair, pilots are trained for it.
Planes don't fall out of the sky because the engine quits. They just become a glider. And as long as you keep your airspeed to the point where the airplane's going to keep flying all the way to the ground, that airplane's going to be under control.
That means maintaining control, keeping speed, and finding the best place possible to land. Over the weekend, that best place for pilot Mike Tragar's was a typically busy 7th Street in Phoenix. But on this day,
it was completely clear. I mean, looked like a runway.
There was not a car in sight.
Sometimes luck is more than just the roll of the dice. Sometimes people build their own luck. So in the case of the pilot flying the airplane onto the ground there at Missouri and 7th Street, he made a good choice of where to put the airplane down.
Both pilots pointed out that the Valley is a mecca for air travel, with nearly 25 airports or airstrips, calling the Valley of the Sun home. But 7 airports see the majority of travel. Sky Harbor and Mesa Gateway handling the most commercial travel, and Scottsdale Airport handling predominantly private aircrafts. Major flight schools call Falcon Field in Mesa and Deer Valley Airport in Phoenix home, and Goodyear Airport serves the Southwest Valley, and Chandler Municipal Airport serves the Southeast Valley. With a greater volume of flights in one area comes the higher likelihood that a crash could happen.
The reason that things like this make the news is because it is so rare. Relatively speaking, even though you can count 4 or 5 in the time that you're focused on, it's your focus and the uniqueness of that, and the relative infrequency of that made it newsworthy. And that's why it's discussed by anybody and everybody.
Men emphasize that if there is a reoccurring issue with either mechanical issues inside a single engine plane, the NTSB will find it and fix it. They tell me if it's pilot error, there could be sanctions put on someone's pilot license.
Yeah, and the one man I think made an interesting point where, they say that normal is an average of extreme. So this week obviously was an extreme week to have 4 different crashes.
Yeah, it usually comes out to anywhere between 3 and 5 dozen if you look at the numbers over the last 5 to 10 years here in the Valley. 17 over the last 4 to 5 months, almost halfway into 2026, puts us right on line for having the same amount over the last 5 to 7 years. Just happened to be 4 in the last week. So.
Yeah, it just kind of pops out at you when it happens like that.
Of course.
Sean, thanks.